Hi guys, today Hamdan is here to give you a book review. But first of all, let me tell you something. I've came to LalakJan Stadium in Gilgit to give you this book review. Now let me show you how this looks. Come on, look at the mountains. They're looking very huge. And then look at the field. People are still practicing there. Oh wow! I found this street library in Gilgit near LalakJan Stadium. I also have some books from here. Look, there's a lot of books at this bookstall. Look, I even have the BFG. Wow! A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. I would want to read this a lot. There's also Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Even Matilda. Wow, it's my favorite book. And by my favorite author, Roald Dahl. LalakJan Stadium is a very big stadium, and this is the hockey field where no one is still playing. Sometimes we come to LalakJan Stadium and we see that people are playing matches or they are practicing for the next match of football. Last year in grade 4 in Ropani Academy, we had our sports week in November, and there were a lot of games which we played, like football, tug of war, racing, and a lot of other games we played. We even practiced a lot, and the last day was the main day of games. And they also made food stalls from where we could eat food if we wanted to. And when I came to the stadium, then I saw a lot of my friends sitting together, so I sat with them. And now I'm going to show you some pictures of the event. So now let me show you my book. Here's my book, James and the Giant Peach, written by Roald Dahl and illustrated by Quentin Blake. So the summary of this book is that an enormous escaped rhinoceros from the London Zoo has eaten James's parents. And it gets worse. James is packed off to live with both of his horrible aunts, Sponge and Spiker. But one day, something peculiar happens and James is off to the most wonderful and extraordinary journey you could ever imagine. So, James is a very happy little boy who lives with his happy family in a very beautiful house. And he always has a little bit friends to play with, and they always play with each other, and his friends literally jump in the sand, make sandcastles, swim in the sea, and all of that. One day, James's parents go to London to do some shopping, but an enormous escaped rhinoceros, that one, came out of its cage and ate both of James's parents. And poor James, only carrying a suitcase containing a toothbrush and some trousers, has to live with his two horrible aunts, Sponge and Spiker. And the both aunts were so bad to James, they started beating James for almost no reason at all. And they called him names, not his name, but other names like you disgusting little beast, or you filthy nuisance, or you disgusting little worm. So just like that. They called him names like that, and they always made him do all the work for the house, like chopping wood for the stove and also doing other things in the house. One day he was doing his usual chores when he sees an old man coming out of the laurel bushes, and he thought it very scary. And the old man was holding a chopper in his hand, and that chopper had some beautiful green crystals that were shining a lot. He said that take them, and then he told him a whole recipe about what he should do with these crystals because he knew what was happening in James's life. And then James ran to the kitchen to do something with the crystals. But all of a sudden, he was going so fast that he tripped over a rock and boom, he fell down. And all the crystals also fell down onto the floor. He tried to get them. Just when the tip of his fingers touched it, they vanished into the earth. And that was very, very astonishing for him indeed. Then he went back to the house. Some days later, he was still doing his chores when he heard Aunt Spiker shouting that, "Look, Sponge, look! A peach!" Now let me read it to you. "Sponge! Sponge! Come here at once and look at this!" "At what?" "It's a peach!" Aunt Spiker was shouting. "A what?" "A peach! Right up there on the highest branch. Can't you see it?" "I think you must be mistaken, my dear Spiker. That miserable tree never has any peaches on it." "There's one on it now, Sponge. You look for yourself." "You're teasing me, Spiker. You're making my mouth water on purpose when there's nothing to put into it. Why, that tree's never even had a blossom on it, let alone a peach. Right up on the highest branch, you say? I can't see a thing. Very funny, ha ha. Good gracious me. Well, I'll be blowed. There really is a peach up there." The whole city came to see the peach because it was the size of their whole house. Thousands of people had come to see that peach. And after that, Aunt Sponge and Aunt Spiker at the evening were counting their money, and they were about to become millionaires. At night, they told James to collect all the garbage and trash they had made up. And then James, when he was cleaning that, then he saw a hole in the peach. It was a hole a fox might have made. So he went inside and he thought, "Oh wait, this is not a hole, it's a tunnel." When he went inside, then he saw the stone of the peach. Then he saw a carved door inside the peach's stone. And when he opened it, he saw the most marvelous thing he could ever see, he could ever imagine. And what he sees inside the peach is 7 or 8 insects. Not little insects. How could he see little insects? Huge insects. A grasshopper the size of a dog. The centipede the size of a sofa. And a lot of other insects like a spider and a glowworm and some others. Even an earthworm. And they said that they were very, very hungry. And James thought that they were going to eat him, but they became friends, all of them, with James. And the next morning, the centipede cut the branch off, and then the peach went rolling, rolling, rolling down the hill. And Aunt Sponge and Aunt Spiker were still counting their money, and they were having a chorus when the whole peach rolled them down, and they both became as lifeless as paper dolls. And the peach went rolling, 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 rolling all the way, squeezed up a lot of the area of the city, and the peach went rolling, and then into the sea it went smack. And now let me tell you the reaction of them. "Some great journey," the centipede said, limping across the room. I shall never be the same again, murmured the earthworm. Nor I, the ladybird said. It's taken years of my life. But my dear friends, cried the old green grasshopper, trying to be cheerful. We are there! Where? They asked. Where? Where's there? I don't know, the old green grasshopper said. But I bet it's somewhere good. We are probably at the bottom of a coal mine, the earthworm said gloomily. We certainly went down and down and down, and very suddenly, at the last moment, I felt it in my stomach. I still feel it. Perhaps we are in the middle of a beautiful country full of songs and music, said the old green grasshopper. Or near the seashore, said James eagerly, with lots of other children down on the sand for me to play with. Pardon me, murmured the ladybird, turning a trifle pale. But am I wrong in thinking that we seem to be bobbing up and down? So you see that it's getting dark. I'm going to give you the rest of this book review later in the house.